Abuja, where the chairman of Senate Services, Karimi Sunday, says the temporal power outage experienced in the Senate chamber before the commencement of Tuesday's sitting was as a result of a minor technical glitch, which was later rectified. The lawmaker, who provided clarification after the day's proceedings, told journalists that efforts are already in place to maintain steady power supply within the National Assembly. National Assembly correspondent Jason Adeoye has more details on this.
The power outage in the Senate chamber was unusual and delayed the commencement of plenary. A lawmaker, Senator Babangida Hussaini, who also spoke with TVC News, described the situation as unfortunate, adding that it further reveals the state of the country's power situation that needs serious government attention. The Senate was thrown into darkness after a power outage caused by the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company.
For me, I take from that scenario a message that yes, everybody is not exempt from the power shortage or power outage in Nigeria. And I think maybe we'll now be able to see the need to really work towards addressing the power problems.
This outage affected the commencement of the day's proceedings as lawmakers had to wait for the power company to restore electricity before plenary could start. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, later appealed to his colleagues for patience as the technical department was working on ensuring steady power supply. 9 offices on the 4th floor of the Senate wing, which is also where the offices of presiding and principal officers of the Senate are located, were also affected.
Before it was rectified, so for some of you who had come earlier, you must have noticed that the place was totally dark. So clerk, get your technical team to be up and doing. It's not something they should have allowed to linger for that long.
Our own gen developed a short problem that has gotten to do with the fuel system. So it took them time to switch to the second gen being used by the House of Representatives.
Plenary later commenced as power was restored, but the President of the Senate later suggested a need to adjourn plenary, especially when the heat was becoming unbearable. However, the Senate considered all items on the day's order paper, one of which is the bill to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund and change the name to National Assembly Library Resource Center, which was presented by the leader of the Senate. The bill scaled second reading.
This change is more than a name alteration. Distinguished colleagues, it symbolizes a shift towards inclusivity, accessibility, and the recognition.
But the erratic power supply was the biggest concern of the lawmakers. The experience at Tuesday's plenary resonates across the country as citizens are currently grappling with power cuts caused by the frequent collapse of the national grid. Also, the current heat wave has made the situation unbearable for many, and the weather produces temperatures that sometimes rises above 37 degrees. Jesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.